we had to do. Beg the Most High to come back so that we can serve and fulfill what we said we here to do. But no, life isn't easy like that. We came into this world with a bunch of challenges, but luckily enough, the Most High got us blessed, giving us a grace that we naturally possess. So why do we sit around acting like we don't? Got so many gifts that we naturally own. We get here for greater things, we can feel it in the soul. Gotta go deep, gotta search the unknown.
Ujama, yes. Oborgane, Ujama, yes. This is the world we live in, written by Michelle Shelley Kay. The background is the plus of the trio, Dr. Y.O.U, Carlisle Woods. Then KK, her sister, is also background singer and director, assistant director, and myself, Essie Bassett. Greetings to the Voice It Radio listening audience. You already know it's time for Humanity 3.0. This is a fiercely educational show sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation. Applying the Trivalent Understanding Noetics, written by Dr. Y.O.U, Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met D1. It's a combination of cosmology and noetic science. This show is done through a form of edutainment coined by KRS-One that includes science, biology, anthropology, the sciences. Yes. I am one of the hosts of the show, Hamida Rockman, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, Met D2. The second person I've already introduced, Dr. Y.O.U, Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met D1. Yes, I have the MD. He has I have the PH. He has the M. We both have D's. That makes us Doc². The title of the day's show is What About You? Y.O.U.
Okay, y'all. Now, Y.O.U, as everybody knows who's been a listener, stands for Your Own Understanding, which your civilization, your country, your state, your city, and your town school board has not seen fit to provide you with. Your own understanding. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hip Hope Trio Plus Sundance Film Festival, January the 21st, 2022 is on. However, the COVID vaccine booster, we don't know. Sundance is saying that all people have to have their COVID vaccination and their booster, and I'm just asking if that applied to the performers too. I believe it probably does.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a preview of the Sundance performance in 2 weeks. Ha ha! COVID! Omicron is no joke.
Yeah.
Infection levels have doubled over the last couple of weeks. I told you almost a year ago it would be just like this. Less lethal, they state, Omicron is, but much more infective. I got my booster shot last week and got sick for about 24, 48 hours or so. But you all need to get vaccinated and get your boosters if you don't want to die. If you don't want to die through stupicide. Anybody who is not vaccinated now is committing stupicide. Stupidity that leads to death. Stupidity, again, just for the uninformed, ignorance is not understanding. Stupidity is not wanting to understand. And all the suckers who are dying through stupicide, you're supposed to die. Mm-hmm. You ain't supposed to be here. Okay. Get your nutrition, especially praying over your food while preparing it and serving it, exercise, and the proper rest. Notice I didn't say sleep. I said rest, which is not regular sleep. Rest is relaxed sleep. You need to rest every night for at least 4 or 5 hours. 6 to 8, yeah, that's fine. But 8 hours sleep. usually means about 3 or 4 hours rest. Okay. Now, enough about disease, rest, or even music. The title needs to be respected and repeated at this point. What about you? What about you? Now, that's what we're talking about. Y.O.U, your own understanding. Your own understanding is what I came to this world trying to find as a child. I wanted to understand myself, and I wanted to understand all people in relationship to myself. I wanted to understand how I function, how a human being works. What are human beings composed of, and how do those parts interact, and what about them allows humanity to be humanity. I thought everybody was looking for that. I thought everybody knew that who was older than me when I was a child, and I thought that everybody had been trained in their own understanding. I expected to find it when I started school. When I was 5 and started school, no, I didn't find it. All I found was 3 pink men coming to my house telling me that I had cheated on the IQ test because nobody could get almost all of them correct. They found out they were wrong, as usual, pink people. I thought, okay, I'm just starting school. Maybe when I get out of kindergarten into regular school, they'll teach me how human beings function. No. Oh, well, I'm just in elementary school. Maybe they'll teach me when I get to junior high school. Again, no. Well, that's what high school must be for then, to teach people how people function. Well, then college must be where that, no. Not college, not professional school, not post-professional training, not nothing. So I ended up, as my wife stated, creating this trivalent understanding noetics that gives you the understanding of your being. Now, once I got to the point where I could create this, I understood why I had not been taught this as a child. Pink people didn't understand it. Pink people did not understand their own humanity. And that's part of the fault of our ancestors in Alkebulan. The Kemetans, the Ethiopians, and all the other intelligent human beings refused to teach the first pink people who came to Alkebulan looking for knowledge. Why? Because the first pink people who came to Alkebulan looking for knowledge were Greeks. You know about Greeks? Let me explain something about Greeks. Greeks believed that there was no true love between a man and a woman. They said, we don't exist, baby. They said the only true love was between an older man and a younger man. And that's what they practiced. That's why our ancestors in Kemet, Ethiopia, on all the other Alkebulanese centers of understanding said, screech! No, we ain't teaching these homosexual men nothing except the very basic stuff that we teach our children, and then we're going to tell them, okay, that's it. Get on out of here. Go back to Europe and be great.
This is history. This is history. This is not being biased. This is not
being biased at all. This is read your history.
Yeah.
It is not in your, it's in their history.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I had to read, because they would not teach me my history. But that was the facts. That was the history. That was the anthropology. That was the etymology of this ignorance that pink people had that they didn't want to reveal. I don't blame them for that. If I was ignorant, if I was stupid about something, I'd want to keep that stupidity on the down low. I'd want to DL that to hell and back. And that's exactly what they did. I ain't mad at them. Okay. I wanted to know how you function. I understood that I had a spirit, a mind, and a body. How did they work? Nobody wanted to tell me. They told me a little bit about how the body worked, just a little bit, in a health class. Nothing about the mind. Not until I got into college. There was very, 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 very little about psychology or structure or function of the mind.
Then they send you through it so fast.
Oh, God, yes,
the
they
little
do.
bit that you get.
And they want you to memorize.
Yes.
Not understand. Memorize. I wanted to understand why I function. What was my purpose? What was mankind's purpose? Why were we here? What were we supposed to be doing? Again, nobody seemed to understand that. Or at least pink people didn't teach it anywhere. I went through all of these degrees and all of these knowledges. 2 degrees in undergraduate in biology and psychology, a degree in nursing, a degree in medicine, a degree in healthcare administration, a degree in metaphysics, a degree in spirituality, and none of them taught me the things that I was looking for. I wanted to know how you can function better. More specifically, what makes you function worse and how to avoid those things that make you function worse. How to recognize functioning better and functioning worse and become attracted to functioning better and avoid functioning those things that lead to you functioning worse. And I wanted to be able to recognize those things in a person, in a group, in an organization or a culture. Again, pink people did not understand those questions, and they had never addressed those answers. So I became frustrated to the point where I said, I'm going to have to find out myself and write it up myself. But by that time, I was in my, 40s and 50s, and had decided, what I really, really wanted, nobody seemed to be able to give me, and nobody in the education field seemed able to give me. So I'm going to have to forget about anybody else giving me what I wanted, and I had to try to get for myself what I needed. Now, we got a song all around that by the Hip Hop Trio Plus, and it's called, appropriately, Can't Get. Peep this. When you're going through this thing called life, you're going to have a great number of opportunities, and you're going to have some challenges. In those opportunities and those challenges, you may not be able to get everything that you want, but you should always try to get what you need.
Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want. Can't always get what you want.
But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. All here for the celebration, trying to find out my own creation, how to learn from my imagination, find new truths, my only liberation. You can't always get what you want. Trying with mind and body just to feel it. We train, then work to make our money. Without purpose, we're feeling kind of funny. Cause you can't
understanding. No, he taught me the way I say no fooling. Now believe what you want, it's your decision. But I know the other way without collision. Cause you can't always give. No, 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 no. Sometimes there's a way. You sometimes can't get it in the way that you can. And I try sometimes. Get what you need. You get what you need. You get what you need.
Oh, yes. You can't always get what you want, written by Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met D1, and of course the trio behind him.
Woo woo!
Yes. You already know about this wonderful show that has been rated as high as the second most listened to internet show on the planet, and that's Humanity 3.0. To learn more, we'd like for you to go to #woke and in tune. And if you'd like to give Kwanzaa gift to a family member, give us a call, 216-375-2742 for a free introduction to the Trivalent Understanding Noetics.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
sweetheart. I think you need to talk some more.
I do. And, one other thing that I can add now. We have been with ADT Security Service for about over 18 years,
Yeah,
okay?
close to 20 years.
And these people for the last 3 years have just really been giving us hell. Well, it's gotten worse. It was just little things, and then has built up. Poor equipment, poor response. Most importantly, they've started taking money out of our account, money that we don't owe,
Yeah.
never did owe,
Never
don't
did.
know nothing about, and they say they don't know anything about.
But they still keep
But
taking
they
it
still
out.
keep taking it out. I did go online to do some research to see if there was a suit out, and it is for the same problems. Yes, do your own homework and check it out.
Really?
What else would I wanted to say to you? Did talk to someone, a local agent of ADT, and he said that he sent me emailed me a letter stating that the only thing was owed was the money that was paid, our monthly bill, and that it should not be any other money withdrawn from the account. But it's still, as we speak, I just found out on the 24th, they did it twice again.
Twice.
So there are
in 1
some
month.
solutions that we are working on, but just wanted to send that out into
Yeah.
the quantum to check your ADT bill.
Yeah. We got security through ADT, and we believe our home is secure. However, the ways that they are bilking and defrauding their customers needs to be investigated
Yes.
by officers of the law, and we are talking to
Yes.
several lawyers about doing exactly that.
Ashe.
And suing these mother scrubbers up one side and down the other.
Okay.
Now, let me go on with the program.
Okay.
This program is about the right questions. If you ask the right questions, even if you get the wrong answer, you're heading in the right direction. If you ask the wrong questions, which we have been kind of trained to do, even if you get the right answer, you jacked up. So, right question time. What are you? I want everybody to ask themselves, what are you? What am I? Now, you can come up with a lot of different answers. Our answer is you are a trivalent being composed of a non-material spirit, a partially material mind. Your mind is partially material. It's called the brain, and partially immaterial. It's called those areas of consciousness that Freud and Jung talked about. And a fully material body, all controlled by frequencies of energy vibrations. That's what you are. How come you've never been taught that? Don't you think that should be the earliest thing that you get taught? What you are? Pink people don't think so. More closely, you are a living being created by other living beings to pass on life to other living trivalent beings. Life is a balance between forces that results in a harmonic mixture that science calls metabolism. Your metabolic rate, your metabolism of energy, all of these things are balanced between forces that tear down and forces that build up. Your lung and heart balance, your mind-spirit balance, your intake-output balance, your feeling, thinking balance, your male-female balance, your movement, stability balance, etc., 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 etc. You are an individual. Now, thanks to Miss Temple, my junior high school Latin teacher, I could break that word individual down to its components. In Latin prefix means not, as in invisible means not visible. Okay? Dividere, that's another Latin root, and it means to divide or separate. And duo, of course, means two, a duality. So you are an individual. That means you are an undivided duality. You are right, wrong, good, bad, evil, and saintly. You name opposites, that's what you are. And your life depends on maintaining a balance between these opposites. Metabolism itself is composed of two opposite forces whose balance allows life to exist. These two opposite forces are called scientifically anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is the building up portion of your being. Catabolism is the tearing down portion of your being. Your whole body, from before you were born until long after you die, is made up of these two forces, and your life consists of the balance between these two forces. Okay. Now, how do you remember this stuff? Because medical school taught us a whole bunch of different things, and they wanted us to not understand them. They wanted us to memorize them. Okay. We use lots of different techniques. And one of the we used on metabolism, the basis of life, is Anna always builds up and the cat tears everything down. Okay? Anna builds while the cat destroys. Their balance is always well met. Metabolism, well met. The balance between Anna's building up and the cat's tearing down is metabolism. Medical school was full of these little phrases and sayings to try to get us to memorize things. Again, we were not told to understand anything. We were told to memorize the stuff that's going to be on the test. And the stranger and weirder things that you use to memorize, the better it was. Believe it or not, you have 12 different cranial nerves that leave from your brain and go directly to your body parts. These 12 cranial nerves are the only nerves in your body that goes directly from your brain to your body. Every other nerve goes directly from your brain to your spine. And your spine sends other nerves out to your body. The 12 cranial nerves are the only ones that goes directly from your brain to your body. It's 12 of them. And we had to memorize all 12. And to memorize them, we used a funny saying. Ooh, ooh, ooh. To touch and feel a girl's vagina. Such heaven. Okay, now it might not be sexually appropriate, but it is what we used in University of Kentucky School of Medicine to memorize the 12 cranial nerves. Olfactory, optic, ocular, motor, to touch, trochlear, trigeminal, and feel. Adducens, facial, a girl's, accessory, glossopharyngeal, vagina, Vegas. Okay, wait a minute. Spinal, yeah. Such heaven, I forgot it. Such heaven. Spinal accessory and hypoglossal. That's what we use. But in using those, we're trying to understand very little. We're trying to memorize everything we're told. I never really understood that in the National Student National Medical Association, where all the Alkebulanese medical school students congregated. We understand as much as we can, but one thing we do not understand is why pink people make all this stuff so difficult when it's so simple.
We ask this all the time.
Yeah, but that's asked in every vein of
Every corner
endeavor.
of educational institution.
That's asked in electronics and woodwork
everywhere.
and educate everywhere.
Every institution.
Because they do not understand life. And they are, to a degree, stupid about it because they don't believe we should. Nuh-uh. Only, quote-unquote, specialists should have any understanding of the life that they're living. Sounds stupid as hell to me. But I'm not pink, so it's not supposed to sound right to me. There's a guy, Alkebulanese brother, by the name of Marvin Gaye. The last album that he put together had a song on it that was all about what life is about. We used to call it the artist pays the price because that's what he talks about. Every artist, whether you're a musician, a painter, a sculptor, you have to pay a price and sacrifice to do your art.
Yes.
But Marvin named the song Life is for Learning. Hold on. Learning means that you understand something and then you practice that understanding until it becomes part of you. Once it becomes part of you, you have learned it. Marvin said that's what life is about. Listen to the hip hop trio.
The artist pays a price, so you don't have to pay. If only you would listen to what he has to say. There are songs from wisdom, there are songs from hating, there are songs from loving, and there are songs from Satan. There are songs from love. There are songs from pain. Some songs done by chosen men. Some are dead insane. Moved to grew on a lie. One time, moved children to the right side. Advance children to the light. We're looking good. Oh, advance children to the light. Some songs will show you which way to go. If only you would listen. That songs will turn you on, show you how much is missing. Songs we're meant to listen to, be checking out the best. Good songs were sent to man from God to help us pass this test. Life is for learning, and the purpose is joining up with the Lord. 1,000 bodies needed, but your soul is never destroyed. Your love, darling, this is all He requires, and all He wants is a little understanding today. Sometimes song can prophesy one from the master. And yes, so listen to him to
dibby 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 da dip do dibby do dot 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 da. The artist pays the price.
Woo!
Yes. Again, this is Humanity 3.0 that you're listening to, and we'd like to invite you to go to LinkedIn to Dr. L.C. Carlisle, Dr. L.C. Woods, to check out his LinkedIn and check out mine too.
L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD.
Okay, that's what you have. Great.
That's what my LinkedIn is.
That's what it
L.
is.
Carlisle Woods, RN, MD.
Okay, good. And mine is Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods,
Whoop,
MED,
whoop.
PhD, MedD2. So check us out, y'all, and give us some comments.
Yeah, you can go also to YouTube, hashtag woke and in tune.
Yes.
I spell in tune, I-N, then capital T period, capital U period, capital N period. Peeps.
Yes. Leave us some comments.
That song says listen about 3-4 times in the beginning. I want to make clear, listening is when you take what you hear and you make images of it with your spirit. I almost got jumped on by a whole bunch of parents when I told them their children had a disability because their children had never learned to listen. They never had. When I grew up, we didn't have any televisions or laptops or smartphones or anything to look at. We had to learn to listen to the radio. Okay, let me start some moving here. It is the balance between destructive and constructive forces in your being that allows you to live. It is a balance between anabolism, building up, and catabolism, tearing down, that allows you to live. How come nobody's ever told you that? Better balance, better life. More balance, more life. Lose balance, lose your life. Let me explain those to you. Better balance, better life. When your construction, that's the anabolism, is more than your destruction, you do something that we call growth. This is most profound in childhood. Can you think of a better time than childhood?
Yeah.
New abilities, new experiences, new relationship, new responsibilities, everything is all about growth and enlargement of your living. Again, better balance, better life. More balance, more life. The more balances you are aware of, the more you can control or improve these balances, and the more living you experience. Don't understand that? How about this? Do you experience more of what you understand, or do you experience more of what you don't understand?
What you don't understand. You
That makes it real simple.
What you feel.
That makes it really, really simple. If you don't understand it, it's really, really hard to control it. It's really, really hard to make it better or worse. It's really, really hard to enjoy it.
True.
Duh. Ignorance is not supposed to be enjoyed, despite what pink people have been doing for about 2,000 years. Okay. That's why human beings are always trying to understand stuff. Human beings from the beginning of humanity have always been trying to understand more and more of this reality. Because the more they understand, the more control they have, and the more understanding and control they have, the more living they experience. Sounds simple, doesn't it? How come this simple principle is not taught to our children by the time they're 5 years old? Lose your balance, lose your life. If your catabolism, that's the tearing down effect. So again, a cat tears down, the Anna builds up. If your catabolism affects you much greater than your anabolism, that's the building up phase, you die. You die from broken bones, arthritic problems, or just wearing down of your being. Your metabolism gets lower and lower, and you cannot live. All right, now that's if your tear down is more than your build up. Let's reverse it. If your build up is greater, much greater than your catabolism, your tear down, you die. That's called cancer. Cancer means that you're making more cells that you don't need. And your body can't get rid of them, and they crowd out the cells that you do need, and you die. That's what cancer is. Your anabolism outweighs your catabolism by a great amount. Let's now consider people, cultures, and civilizations through the same lens. Faith, spirituality, understanding, and respect are all anabolic features. They build up. Faith builds up. Spirituality builds up. Understanding builds up. Respect builds up. They are all anabolistic. And they result in growth, learning, and enabling behaviors in peoples, cultures, and civilizations. Fear, doubt, ignorance, and hate are all catabolic features and lead to combat, aggression, anger, destruction, and death. Again, fear, doubt, ignorance, and hate, all catabolic features. Strangely enough, I am not surprised that all of these are all the primary components of pink culture and pink civilization for 2,000 years. Fear, doubt, ignorance, and hate. I do not wonder why they destroyed most of the plants on this planet. I do not wonder why they destroyed most of the birds on this planet. I do not wonder why they destroyed most of the fish on this planet. I do not wonder why they have filed the air and the water and most other things in this planet, because they are ruled by catabolic structures: fear, doubt, ignorance, and hate. We should be following people, cultures, and ideas that stress brotherhood, unity, the fellowship and sacred bond all life shares. Strangely enough, these were the same beliefs destroyed by pink people when they found these beliefs in Native Americans. Native American culture was based on the fact that people figured that they were just a part of life, like the turtles, the birds, the trees, and everything else, and they had to respect life. Pink people said, that's barbaric.
Superstitious.
Yeah.
Ancestor worship.
Yeah. No, we can't have that. Let's go kill something.
Yeah. Don't honor anything at all.
Okay. Believe it or not, I'm through with that. Now, we're going to get back to Abaragani. Kwanzaa. That's where we are. Dr. Maulana Karenga, chairman of Black Studies at Cal State Long Beach, about right after the Watts riots in 1965, decided that this country, and more specifically, our people, needed some things that were going to join us. And we needed some things that we needed to strive for, because he saw that, unfortunately, the disappointment, oppression, and other things that we had been experiencing for 300-400 years by that time, those were being passed on to our children. And our children were acting like slaves. Our children were acting like they had no spirituality, like they had no home training. You know what I'm talking about. And he figured, yeah, we need some other things. So he came up with these principles of Kwanzaa to combat what, let's see, what's this writer's name? Steinbeck, John Steinbeck, called the grapes of wrath. Steinbeck says that when a people's purpose is thwarted and their goals and aims are frustrated, they develop a negative, harmful energy. And that negative, harmful, destructive energy is stuff that they not only use, they pass that energy on to their children. And Mississippi Charles Bevel wrote a song called Not a Season, because human beings don't mate in season. We're the only beings on this planet that have no mating season. We mate 24/7, every day, 365. He called it Out of Season. The Hip Hop Trio Plus calls it Grapes of Wrath. We got his permission to do it. And I would like for you to listen to the Grapes of Wrath. Make pictures.
Babies coming to this world, not a season. Even if we don't, they know the reason. And the one who sends them, gives them gifts to care. Tells them, children, take your time, but do not tarry. You will all arrive but naked, equally endowed to make it. You should have everything you need when you get there. But you should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. You should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. Gods and babies, they don't know how we are divided. If they did, the sin them never would have been decided. Red and brown, black and white, how we mark them. Rich and poor, high or low, is how we start them. Why do we make those distinctions when we don't have an inkling of what each child will bring, how they'll share? We just take their gifts and crush like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. Yes, we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. They should never have the grapes of wrath. They should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. So we all get in line for a young one. Some will grab 10 or 12, some will get none. And the children chose by rich ones will be pampered, while the children left to poor ones will be hampered. Why do we act like such heathens when every known religion teaches us each and every child is in our care? But we just take their gifts and crush them like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath.
Yes, we send them out to harvest.
Yes, we send them out to harvest
Yes, we send them out to harvest, reap some rest. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes, that's what ignorance does. It feeds, it allows us, or we allow ourselves to repeat that same old cycle over and over again to our children that was given to us. Feeling that in love, that this is what you're supposed to do in love, but we don't even understand what love is, coming from a European concept, as you already been given information about, is how they despise honoring anything. We'd love for you to continue to listen to our show by using images. Practicing using images allows you to create those things that the ancestors are waiting to assist you with. We talk about the 4 different types of, I'd say, divided ancestral spirits that are a part of you. Your Mojia, which is your mother's side of the family, gives you your physical body. Then you have your Intoro, your father, that gives you your principles and your values. Your Sun is your mother's mother, who gives you your purpose. And then you have your Okra, your father's mother's father, who is your God-descending energy that allows you to connect to other entities. So continue to use images as we speak words to you.
Wow. That was so well done. Don't you agree?
Ah, sure. Thank you, ancestors.
Yes. Okay. Back to Dr. Maulana Karenga, chairman of Black Studies at Cal State Long Beach, creating Kwanzaa. He stated Sunday, the 26th of December, would be Umoja, unity. Monday, Kujachakalia, self-determination. Tuesday, Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Wednesday, today, Ujama, cooperative economics. Thursday, Nia, purpose. Friday, Kuumba, creativity. Saturday, Imani, faith. Now, me being me, I'm strange. You know that. If you don't, you need to turn off my program. I saw this and I thought to myself, those are all good principles, but unfortunately, they are not in an order that would allow you to utilize them most effectively. So I came up with using these principles in an orderly, effective manner. What of these principles should be first? Unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, or faith? Which should be first? I thought, what do you think? Faith?
That's what I said initially.
That's exactly
Faith.
what my wife said,
Yes.
faith. No, I disagree. The first thing that you first need to understand is purpose. What the hell am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing?
I would say faith, purpose, self-determination.
Purpose. Why am I here?
That's
What
right.
am I doing this for? What is my goal? What is my intention?
Yes.
That must
put your
be
faith in.
first.
Yes.
That guides everything else to your purpose.
Yes.
What is our purpose? We were created by God to be a super hybrid. When God first came to this planet, God started making hybrids. God started interbreeding one species with another. He made a whole species called the Nephilim that were too damn strong. He ended up flooding the world to kill all of them because he couldn't control it. Don't believe me? Check the Bible. It's all written in there. God is a geneticist. God wants to make hybrids, blends of different genetic stock. The super hybrid, the blend of all human stock on this planet, is us. That's our purpose, to be that. Second, after purpose, I thought faith. Now you need the faith to put into that purpose.
Yeah.
Without the purpose first, what are you doing with your faith?
That's right. Empty.
You have to have faith.
Empty prayers.
In your purpose. That this is what God put you here to be. And go through religion, go through history, go through anthropology, go through biology. It all tells you what your purpose is.
Yes.
You are here to provide an example of what the best of humanity looks like, sounds like, moves like, dresses like, dances like, screws like, have kids like. That's us. And that's what our purpose has always been. That's what our ancestors told us our purpose was 300-400 years ago. You got to be better than the people. You got to be kind. You got to be generous. You got to learn a lot. You got to understand. That's what we were trained by our ancestors to do. Have faith in that. After purpose and faith, now comes unity. And unity comes through collective faith in our purpose.
Yes.
Once we have established what our purpose is and have faith in that, we are unified.
Yes.
Duh. Okay, next, creativity, kuumba. Because now we have to understand and put into motion how we're going to achieve our purpose. That's where we need to get creative.
Yes.
And we are the most creative beings that have ever existed. Duh. We created America. We created the United States of America, not pink people. We were the ones who cut down the trees, plowed the fields, sowed the crops, built the houses, made the roads.
That's why we've been gifted with so many abilities.
Because we've been challenged by so much. That's how you get gifted. After we get through with creativity, we are now doing collective work and responsibility. Automatic. You put the first three in line, everything else falls automatic. Collective work and responsibility to achieve our purpose is done. Next to last, and this is my favorite because I just like to say it, Kujachakalia. Let me say it one more time. Kujachakalia. Make sure all your mouth and jaws just work. Kujachakalia. Self-determination. It seems near the end, but actually all of this is self-determination. Purpose, faith, unity, create, all of that is self-determination. Yes, you put those in order, that comes, that happens. Last but not least, Ujamaa. If we do everything else in this order, we have cooperative economics.
Yes. Yes.
We achieve that automatically.
Yes.
Now,
my
order means that Nia, Imani, Umoja, Kuumba, Ujima, Kujachakalia, and Ujamaa is the order that we need to implement these Kwanzaa principles. That spells out the word Niuku. 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 Niuku is the word for the effective order of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And in Hindi, Niuku means mouth. What you use to communicate with, what you use to speak with. They got a Niuku International Logistics Company Limited in China we're going to be trying to establish some communications with. But in the meanwhile, our program is just about all over.
I just want to throw out a credit. We always find ways to give credit to our ancestors. And Karanga, taught at the same middle school, junior high school I went to in Los Angeles, Southeast Los Angeles, Boucher Junior High School. It was before I arrived there, years before I arrived there. I was just doing some research for myself, just understanding my background, and his name came up, so I want to throw that into the process.
Absolutely. Put you in the mix.
Because we're known, they say all the time, we're connected by one.
Uh-huh. And that one is going to allow us to move into a new era of being for not just ourselves, but all of humanity and this planet. And that's not something that's going to be coming. That's something that's here right now. And we would like to tell all of our listeners, be ready, because it is here.
Yes.
People, get ready. We're going to end with that. And as usually when we end, we always say,
Peace.
Which stands for proper education. Always correct error. People, get ready. Take us out.
So people, get ready
for the change in Jordan.
Picking up passengers coast to coast.
Faith is the key.
Open the doors and board them.
There's room for all among the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner
Who will hurt all mankind.
Just to save his own.
Just feel us, y'all. Pity on those whose chances grow thinner.
But there's no hiding place
Against the kingdom's throne. So people, get ready. There's a change a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming.
You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord.
Use your faith and just
Thank the Lord.
with appreciation, you'll
Thank the Lord.
with gratitude, just then
Thank the Lord.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I am tired a little bit differently. I'm dressed as Baba Amwa. If you would like more of your own understanding, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And go to the sites that we have listed around us. The Most High is good.
And the ancestors are kind
Thanks
for having us on your mind.